Yes.
We're gonna call the meeting to order at 7:03 p.m.
Thank you.
Put a disclaimer on so you don't sign up at this time.
That's what we ended up having to
Free slide here. Come on, man. I always wear shorts.
All
right. Ready to go.
To start, we've called the meeting to order, so now we're on to citizens' communication. The commission welcomes comment on parks and recreation items. Public comment that is made on an item is not on the published agenda, will only be heard by the commission. No form, action, discussion, or comment will be made. Each person providing public comment will be limited to 3 minutes and will be asked to state his or her name and address for the public record. Do we have any citizen communication? No? Alrighty. Oh, we can move on to number 3, item 3, which is approval of last month's minutes. If everybody was able to look over it, do I have a motion to approve? Or do you need time to look over it?
No motion to approve.
I'll second.
Alrighty, so the minutes from the last meeting have been approved.
Take a vote.
Oh, yes. All in
Okay.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All against? All right, now it's been approved. And so we are going over to discussion, and we're going to do 4B first, which is discussion regarding the Parks Foundation updates.
Sorry. Your video wasn't working. Trying to get there.
Take your time.
Too many pictures. Everyone, close your eyes.
Spoiler.
Ruin the surprise.
Surprise.
Ooh.
No, close your eyes. No spoilers. No spoilers.
Oh.
jumping ahead.
Ooh.
But it's going super slow.
There it is.
Now it's gonna do all of the skips I just did.
Correct.
probably.
Most likely. Right when we start.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Make sure I can, I'll need to,
Click
can I just
for me
click
too.
it? No, nice.
There you go.
All right. Well, thanks, folks, for having us here. First, I want to start off saying thank you to all of y'all for being on this commission, for volunteering your time. It's really amazing seeing citizens willing to spend their time supporting our amazing Parks Department, our amazing green spaces in Pflugerville, having passion, advocating for all the really just absolutely incredible work that the Parks Department is doing. So let's say first thank you to all of y'all. And I'm very, very excited to be here once again, almost a year after my last meeting, honestly, that I was on. I used to be on the commission. So we are the Pflugerville Parks Foundation. We'll talk a little bit about how we were founded, but we are a 501c nonprofit here in Pflugerville, really supporting green spaces as a partner with the Parks Department. Our purpose is to cultivate a thriving and sustainable community by championing the development, maintenance, and accessibility of green spaces for all residents. Our mission is to enhance the quality of life. I don't have to read the whole thing, but but our mission really is to enhance that quality of life. We want to do it by engaging the community, providing education. As we all know, and I'm sure it's a reason why y'all are on this commission, green spaces, trails, outdoor spaces are an incredible center point for community and also for health within a community. So we're just here to add even more advocacy, even more dollars, even more volunteer opportunities to really grow that incredible green space and community that we have here in Pflugerville. So our founding, we actually started off as a subcommittee on this commission. So I had spent I spent 2 years, I think it was 22 and 3, I believe. And while I was on the commission, and other folks, Jennifer, and some other folks were on the commission, we started asking the questions as an entire commission. Well, what would it look like to create a Parks Foundation? A lot of our neighbors have Parks Foundations. Austin does, Cedar Park, New Braunfels. What would it look like for Pflugerville to have that? We should have that. So the subcommittee started off investigating what it would be, and then ended up being the founding of it, because to put in 501c paperwork, you must also designate board members. So quite a few of the board members are either folks that have been on the commission, were on the commission, or do a lot of things with the Parks Department. We received our 501c status November 2023. And really from November 2023 until last year, we were putting together bylaws, getting our memorandum of understanding put together with the city. It was approved by the city council in October 2024. And then we really launched to the community right after that memorandum of understanding. That's what MOU stands for. Once that was approved by the city council, we then launched ourselves at the last Deutschenfest in October 2024. So that's a picture of us there all together. So we have 5 board members. I'm probably going to let maybe the folks who are here maybe very generally introduce themselves. I'm there in the middle. That's a picture of me and my daughter.
All of these photos are from Pflugerville Parks.
They are.
Yes.
Yeah. Especially Eve. Yeah. Like all over the country.
I know. Mine was actually in Hawaii. Not as good as Pflugerville. Yeah, so I'm the secretary here on the Pflugerville Parks Foundation. Previously commissioner on the Parks Commission. I'm currently now on planning and zoning, and super excited to be on the Parks Foundation. And I'll let you introduce yourself last, maybe, because then I'm going to hand it off to you to start the presentation. So we have Raul here with us as well.
Hi, I'll start. I'm Raul Capetillo, and if the Continental Divide goes through Pflugerville, then yes, that's Pflugerville Park. I like the rest of most of our board members are ex-Parks and Rec commissioners. We really enjoy doing this, and we're just kind of advancing this forward to the betterment of Pflugerville parks and trails, which we all very much love and enjoy. So we're doing everything we can to perpetuate that, and also we're a nonprofit fundraising arm to make more funds for the Parks and Rec department. So we appreciate y'all, what y'all do, perpetuate that also. But thank y'all for having us. So it's really great to be here. So great position.
Thank you, Raul. And then Beans.
Hey everyone, my name's Eve. I know it's weird, it's spelled with a Y. I also live in Pflugerville, so imagine what customer support calls are usually like when I have to spell my name and then spell Pflugerville. I'm the newest member. I am definitely not in Pflugerville Park, but love for like nature and like just parks programming started here. I actually found out about the Parks Foundation through Jennifer, and this is through a bunch of volunteer work that she was doing, and learned more about just Pflugerville Parks through the Citizen Forester program. So it's because of the programming that happened here, I was able to tap in that and discover that I enjoyed doing this type of work. So hoping to see you all more in the coming days, weeks, months.
Yeah, we're so excited. We're excited we're expanding. Scott wasn't able to be here, but Scott was obviously previously a Parks Commissioner as well, and was one of our founding board members, as well as me and Jennifer. Jennifer?
And I'm Jennifer Bridges. I think you all know me by now. I'm the chair. I've been on the Parks and Rec Commission for about 5 years now. And then, yeah, I was one of the co-founders of the foundation.
That subcommittee that started.
Correct, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
of the actual nonprofit. So the original founding members were Chelsea, Scott, myself, and then Carol Tiedelman, who was also a part of the Parks and Rec Commission.
And then really quick too, a special shout out to Stan for all the work that he's done with us with our website and yeah, we really appreciate
There
it.
you go. Technical infrastructure. You help us
Technical
build all-
infrastructure, you
build all
came
this
in
stuff.
and you built a beautiful website. So if you go to our website, give Stan a compliment. It looks great.
All right, so like Chelsea said, we launched ourselves to the community in 2024. It took us, that whole year for the most part to just build the nonprofit. None of us had really experience with that before, so we learned a lot. This year, we've had more of a focus of getting out and being active in the community. So this year, we've actually done 7 events so far. We've co-hosted 7 events so far. We've done 3 trash cleanups at Lake Pflugerville. We did an invasive species removal at Pfluger Park. We've done tree planting and seed spreading on undeveloped parkland. We hosted a fun run for the 60th anniversary of Pflugerville. And then we did a work day at the food forest at Heritage Park. And throughout all of these, we've worked really close with the city, particularly the city forester, the citizen forester group, and then the volunteer coordinator for the city. Looking at the numbers, we have helped pick up almost 200 bags of trash, mostly out of Lake Pflugerville, but a little here and there. We've had about 200 volunteers come out to our events, which is about approximately 400 volunteer hours. We've helped plant over 600 trees and spread 30 pounds of native seeds. Our upcoming projects and events, so Deutschenfest was this last weekend, and we were an alcohol vendor. We partner with Prost. It was our 2nd year doing this, and it was hugely successful. We had a great time. We had a ton of community members come up and talk to us. We do have a Facebook page, and we now have over 300 followers, which is huge for us. We have over 100 people subscribed to our newsletter. So being a relatively small nonprofit, this is really exciting for us. So, in November, we're actually going to launch our first virtual campaign. So we're going to do a virtual trash cleanup, and it's going to be entirely on social media. The whole point of it is like you can go out into a Pflugerville park and pick up trash, and then if you tag us on Facebook, you'll get a raffle ticket, and then we're going to raffle off a bunch of prizes that were donated by local businesses. And we've had a lot of local businesses really excited and donate some pretty cool stuff. So keep a lookout for that on Facebook. Then we are going to be helping with Art Bird Day, which I believe we're going to be hearing more about today. So we won't say too much about that, but we will be having a booth there, and we will be helping out. So definitely come say hi if you guys are going to come there. And then on November 15th, we're going to do a tree planting, working with the city forester and the citizen forester group. And it sounds like that is going to be at Lake Pflugerville. And then thank you guys again for everything you do, like Chelsea said. And then if you guys do want to become more involved, you can follow us on Facebook or subscribe to our newsletter. We promote all of our events on both, and we don't do a lot of like spam messages or anything. So, yeah. You guys have any questions?
Follow us on Facebook.
Follow us on Facebook.
I think we got over 45 new followers just from Deutschenfest, so that was really, really cool.
Good.
Yeah, and like 30 new subscribers.
Yeah.
And everybody in the room may already know the answer to this question, but I don't. How are you funded? How do you fundraise? How do you get your money to get to the city?
It's all through donations at this point. So Deutschenfest actually is our biggest fundraiser of the year. So we partner with Prost, and we get part of the proceeds that they make from selling alcohol. And that's actually been helpful with our operational costs for the entire year. From there, we have done shirt sales. So people will donate and they'll get shirts, and then that's helped fund. And then we've had a few just individual donors that have donated to us. But as of now, it's all donations. Mm-hmm.
And I'll say,
I'd like to add to that.
Oh, yeah,
So
go
we
ahead.
did the fun run, celebrating the incorporation of Pflugerville being a city for 60 years. Frost Bank was kind enough to donate T-shirts to us, and for donations to our foundation, they would run one of the fun run T-shirts and raise funds that way also.
And we made a good amount of donations from that,
Yeah.
which was awesome. So yeah, that was a good point. I'm glad you brought that up.
May do stuff like that in the future too. We got good partnerships throughout the city and businesses. So.
and I will say too, our focus, I mean, I know everyone knows this, but we are fully volunteer. I think when we say we're like on the Parks Foundation, some folks think that it's like a job. It's completely volunteer. So there's been 4 board members for a while, and now we have our 5th, which we're so excited about. A lot of our focus the past year really has been just even like having a presence in the community so that we can create more partnerships and more opportunities. And I think that grants in the future, as we get more projects in mind, it's going to be a really cool and fun opportunity to find more ways of fundraising using our established partnerships from this year and on through volunteering. But we've done a lot of volunteering as our first year.
I'll expand a little bit too. One, I want to say from the city's perspective, from the Parks and Rec Department's perspective, how much we appreciate you all and your passion for parks. I love getting to spend a little time with y'all every month and talking parks, because that's what we all love to do. So the Park Commission is similar in that. But the Park Foundation, it's incredible to have a group of citizens, community members that are as passionate about this as we are. So with that being said, what they have focused on is name recognition, is trying to get their brand out there, get their name out there. We're going to talk about our projects. We'll give you all an update on projects every month. And one of the projects that we've been talking about for some time, which is a bond project, it's the Destination Play, which we mentioned to y'all at the last meeting. City Council selected a site for that. It'll be Bowles Park. I think we talked about that at the last meeting. Yeah. So we have funding for that. We have bond funding for that. But projects like that, you'll see it in other places, particularly Austin, with Peace Park, Kingsbury Commons at Peace Park, the Alliance Children's Garden. A lot of these large projects, they are funded through the city, and they're also funded with help from either the Peace Park Conservancy or the Austin Parks Foundation. And so that group is going out to the community to try to secure additional funds for other amenities, so that we can not only do what we have funding for as a city, but also add to that with some value from the community. And so the Pflugerville Park Foundation, I think that will probably be the biggest or the first project that they really get to go out and tell potential donors, here's a project we're working on. Here's how you can get involved. As we go through the design process, the Park Foundation and the Park Commission will be very involved in that, as y'all have been for other projects. And that will be more of an effort to try to get other things incorporated into that project. We haven't really done that. We haven't solicited for outside funding, but that's the benefit of having a Parks Foundation. The city doesn't do that. No one's wanting to give, I think Shane has mentioned this when we've talked about Park Foundation, no one's wanting to give money to the city. The city theoretically has money. But a Parks Foundation that is able to show the benefit to the community of what they're doing, and also tell the Parks and Rec Department's story from a different perspective. They can go out and tell that story and get the community involved, get potential donors involved, get businesses involved, frost banks and things like that. And so that's something that they'll be embarking on over the next few months.
Well, I'm always thinking about money since I own a nonprofit, and I was just thinking, what if you had a name a tree kind of thing, a fundraiser? So there's 5 trees in Pflugerville, and you get to name that tree. It can be after yourself, and you get the highest bidder. And of course, the biggest tree in Pflugerville is going to be the highest bid. Something like that, just for fun.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
that.
it's a good idea.
That's a great idea.
Well, that has a name. It's Big Shady.
Yeah. might have to be the second biggest tree.
Depending on how much money you got.
That is fair. We will rename that tree in a
It could
heartbeat.
be the frost bank tree.
Shane's
Yeah.
gonna have to come up with some
Call
new
him
shirts.
Frosty. We'll dress him up like a
Big
Frosty. That's right.
Oh, like
Tell
a
your friends, Big
snowman.
Frosty.
Frosty the Snowman.
That'd be cute, actually.
Yeah, but thank y'all for the work y'all are doing. I'm excited to see what comes from it in the next
Yeah, we're
coming years.
pumped.
Yeah, we are too.
Great. Do y'all have any other questions for us?
No, that was good.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Great. Share us on your Facebook. If you follow us, send it to your friends. The more people we have engaging, the more things we can do together. Thank you.
If I could add, last thing, I just want to say, Deutschenfest this past couple weeks, y'all did an awesome job. It was amazing. It was well received, well loved, a lot of people and the bands, everything about it was just top shelf. It was wonderful.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Y'all did this done. Really good job. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
folks.
Yeah, our staff, as they do, they kill it. Okay.
Alrighty, and now we are moving back to 4A, which is discussion regarding the director's updates, including information about project status updates, upcoming special events, and staffing.
Jonathan's going to start us off here.
Can you hand me the mouse too? I teams myself the videos since they're not working on the PowerPoint. Hello everybody, Jonathan Hansen, Rec Superintendent. I'm going to go over some of our programs and events that have happened, and then some future and upcoming programs and events as well. So the first one is Mother-Son Medieval Night. I'm going to pull up a video real quick. Maybe. Well, maybe not. Okay, so there's a really cool video. You should go check it out.
Will it play there?
Nope. Technology is not our friend tonight. So Mother's Son Night was on October 4th from 5 to 8 p.m. At the Green Red Barn. It was for boys and their mothers. The boys were aged 3 to 12. The mothers could be any age. And then there were 80 attendees for that, so that's always a really good one. That is kind of the comparison event to our father-daughter dance that we do every spring. Fortunately, this video is not going to work either, but we did mention Deutschenfest was this last weekend. It was a great event. So far, we're still kind of calculating all the metrics and all those kind of things, but we sold 5,170 tickets over the entire weekend, which is a 28% increase from last year. Preface that, if you remember last year, we were competing against a lot of things. The UT Georgia game was that weekend. F1 is always that weekend. It's after ACL, and so there are a lot of events competing. I think what we did last year, we did a lot of work in re-envisioning the event. I think that work paid off for us this year. People knew what to expect. They told their friends, and hopefully they came back. We also tried to provide a really good festival for them. So we had 66 vendors, which was an 84% increase. So that was one of the big pieces of feedback. People said, we want more vendors. We said, we got you. And we really upped our vendor. We moved people around to make sure we were still meeting fire code, but we were able to add a lot there. Our staff is working on the AAR as well as resting. So, but I would love to hear any feedback from the Parks Commission. If you were able to attend or people came up to you and talked about Deutschenfest, I'd love to hear any feedback if anyone has any.
I like the hay. Were the hay bales there last year?
They were. We were actually able to get more hay bales for our $1 this year, so we had even more hay bales.
I like the
Inflation didn't hit the hay bales.
Yeah, oddly enough.
I thought it was absolutely amazing. It was super fun. I even had one person tell me they liked it better than ACL.
Ah, there we go.
I was like, well, that was great.
Wow.
And I know this probably won't change, but people are just blown away by the fact that everything's free.
Yes.
And it's just donations. So I love that we have that. I like the Ferris wheel and the games kind of off to the side. I feel like that got people like moving around more. Because I know I had some friends with kids, and last year they just went just to the kids zone, but this time they were kind of walking around a little bit more.
Yeah.
So I thought that was good.
And this video, if you go to our Facebook page and look at it, it also created some really cool visuals because it was lit up at night while the concert was going on. So we think we found the home for it. Next year, just so everyone knows, this year was the 59th annual Deutschenfest. 49th, sorry. I was thinking of the city. 49th annual, so next year's the 50th annual. So maybe we go for a bigger Ferris wheel. I'm open to feedback on that too, so if you have thoughts, please send them over to us. Our team is trying to figure out how to make that a blowout celebration for us.
And we'll have a longer conversation. If you don't have feedback off the top of your head, we'll have a longer conversation at probably the next meeting about this. Staff is obviously taking a rest this week, so
Much
they didn't quite have the time to get things prepared in such a short time frame. But
You will hear about it again because, reminder, you are the Deutschenfest committee now. So buckle up.
Is this the first year that shuttle buses, or did that start last year?
That was actually last year, and actually it was last year at Slice. We used charter buses instead of school buses. The drivers for the company that we use are super helpful. They were helping people load strollers. Being able to sit in the AC was a big benefit, and so I don't think we'll ever go back to using the school buses if we can help it. So next up is our upcoming recreation program. So getting into November, it's holiday season as well as December. So we're still trying to do a lot, though. You can see there's DIY greeting card classes coming up, Dungeons and Dragons Club, Star Party at 1849 Park. That's been a really big hit. It's something different. We have the Austin Astronomical Society come out to 1849 Park. They set up their telescopes. You get to learn about our universe. It's a really cool event. Also, you'll see Wilderness 101. If you remember, that was a new program in the spring, and it's coming back. It got a really good feedback, so they'll be starting off with their first class, which is fires.
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook, and then
Yeah.
I was really excited, and then I saw the age range.
Yeah, you can come too. It's okay. We'll let you out there to start a fire. So a controlled fire.
Honorary 12-year-old.
Yeah, FD partners with us on that one, so that's always cool to get their input on that too. Just a reminder, the rec center is closed for Veterans Day, so that's coming up on the 11th. And then once again, the purpose of those senior trips is to get our seniors out, keep them vibrant and active without them having to actually drive. And so these trips this month save 213 miles or 4.5 hours worth of drive time for our seniors. So they're getting to see a lot of cool things.
I have a question.
Yes.
So on the program on the 3rd, the do-it-yourself greeting card, and
Yes.
on the 18th, the ceramic, do you already have teachers for those classes?
So it's actually our program staff who lead that.
Got it.
So, and there's normally a theme that goes along with it. So for the DIY greeting card class, since it's November, it'll probably be turkey themed. The October one was fall pumpkin Halloween themed. So
The reason I ask is because the art show that I just curated out in Round Rock, there's a lady here who, we were just sitting around one day, she's part of the American Legion Auxiliary, and she was just painting watercolor scenes, and she would give these cards away, and I said, Mimi, you could be one of the artists. And she said, oh, no. And I said, yeah, you could. So she has tons of artwork out at this show, and she would be a great one to lead something like that.
yeah, if you can send her contact information to us. We do have, so a lot of our programs, our staff may not have the technical or
Right.
programming
Skill
skill
set, yeah.
required for that.
That's
So we
what
do
I'm
have
asking.
contract instructors.
Okay.
And so if you ever meet somebody at a festival, a fair, or something like that, and you're like, man, this would be a really cool program for our rec center, please send that over to us, and we can reach out to them and send them that contract instructor information.
I was thinking about Willa Jackson and ceramics and more. She's on my board.
Yeah, send over that contact information. We'll reach out to them and tell them more about that program.
Thank you.
Hey Jonathan, do you want to try the DFS video one more time? I went in the settings on the back end.
Oh, we've got a spinny wheel.
That's better than this video doesn't
Yeah.
work.
Hey, here we go.
Yay.
Tech support.
There you go.
Spoke too soon.
Well, okay, I'm not gonna put y'all through the spinny wheel. You should go check it out. It's on our Facebook page. It's a really great video done by Nathan, so shout out to you behind the camera. So one of the upcoming programs that we also have is Floating Pumpkin Patch. That's this coming weekend. It's from 12 p.m. to 3:30 at Gillen Creek Pool. We do have a makeup rainout date on November 1st, but it's a rain or shine event. So as long as there's no lightning in the area, we're going to try and push through this weekend. There will be the opportunity, so it's $8 if you would like to purchase a pumpkin. You can then decorate said pumpkin after you swim with it, if you would like to. And then it's $5 just if you're wanting to swim, and you're probably like, why would I go swimming in November? The pool is heated, so that's the reason why you would want to go out there and swim in November or October.
Also, it still might be 90 degrees.
Yeah, that's true too. Just wanted to give you an update on some upcoming permitted events. This is a very busy permitted event season. So Pflugerville Pride is coming up on the 1st. We have Pflugerville FC Fall Cup that went to council at the last council meeting and was approved. We have the Feathered Fun Run that's always out at the lake on Thanksgiving weekend. We have a Gingerbread Lane 5K and 10K coming up, and then we also have the menorah lighting coming up on the 14th. This will be the 3rd year that group is coming back to do their permitted event. And then this is a save the date for you. So Festival of Lights is coming up on Saturday, December 6th in downtown Pflugerville. The event itself starts at 4 o'clock. The parade starts at 5. And then the tree lighting is right around 6 o'clock whenever the parade finishes. So our comms team is working on getting the applications out for that. So if you know someone who wants to provide a parade vehicle or float of some type, please tell them to keep an eye on our social media, and we'll be posting that here within the next week. Last year it rained. Hopefully this year we're rain-free on Festival of Lights, and it's always a great event.
Any questions for Jonathan? Thanks, Jonathan. Appreciate it. Okay.
Enjoyed your promo videos.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I need to go in the car just in case it was needed. So.
He's a trooper. He's the only one that said yes. Okay, so for our monthly project updates, we've made some progress on some things since last month. Murchison
Yep. That's right.
Park
there you go.
is scheduled for completion next month. If you go out there, it looks great. They're getting things cleaned up, getting the site cleaned up, starting revegetation, all that. As a reminder, this was trail improvements, some trail expansion, a new playground with shade, new pavilion, site furnishings in the Murchison Mallard Pond area. We're really excited about this. The picture on the left is a pollinator garden, so native plants, and trying to incorporate that into all of our projects moving forward. But it's gone pretty quick. Isaac, our project manager, has done a really great job keeping this thing on task. And it's already being used, I believe.
Somebody in the neighborhood walked on the new trails down along the creek and through the trees and saw and got a photo of a bobcat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of them. We see them all the time.
Yeah.
But I thought that was good for the new trails that are.
I
through
gotta
the trees.
imagine our bobcat at Wilbarger people are thinking is real too.
Yeah.
We'll just keep that on the down low. We're talking about Pflugerville trails, we'll just kind of.
Oh, no, it's,
part of it.
everybody's seen it out where we out there.
Wildlife.
Yeah, no, it's
Wildlife.
exciting. Yeah, people are excited about it.
1849 Park Phase 1B, which if you'll recall is parking, football field lighting, some trails, and I believe that's it actually. But it is, forget something? That's all of it. But it's a lot, and it's really needed in that area. It is substantially complete, which I still don't work in project management enough to know what that means, but it's pretty much done, I think. They're working through the punch list items with the contractor, being used. It's already painted. It's I imagine pretty busy on the weekends. They did a great job on that project. And then the second phase of 1849, as you'll see, they're making progress very quickly now. I mentioned this at the last meeting. Took a long time for us to see the progress because of how much grading they had to do. So all these fields are tiered. They had to do a lot of dirt work. And now they're moving unbelievably quickly. So this is what the field looked like on the right a couple weeks ago, and then that's what the field looks like on the left now. So it's starting to take shape. You're seeing a baseball field out there. There'll be seeding in the next couple weeks, or sodding in the next couple weeks, putting grass out. It's really taking shape. So that is still on schedule for completion end of December into January 2026. Kelly Lane Park, construction began this week. You won't see it because they're doing sort of the behind-the-scenes stuff, but construction on Kelly Lane Park is starting. That's the 3 pickleball courts, additional trails, another playground with shade, prefab restroom, picnic tables and benches. This is the overall layout, which we discussed last week, but they are starting construction on that. Really, they'll get equipment out there next week. The Monarch. So Monarch Recreation Center is starting to take shape. This was the first tilt wall going up, so you drive down 685, you'll see a lot more out there. I think some people are probably thinking, why are we getting another warehouse right in the middle of the city with all these tilt walls? But that's the gym going up, and so they've done all the foundation work's done. They've done some of the aquatics, I guess all of the underground aquatic stuff. And
I have
they're
a
starting to put
question
walls up.
for asking for a friend.
Okay.
So, that wall looks pretty much what I'm gonna ask. The windows,
I saw that.
Do they look tilted?
Yeah, they are.
I'm
I mean,
gonna,
I'm assuming it's because of geography, but I thought could be design.
well,
Issue.
also,
I don't know.
these windows, they're gonna do more work. They're not gonna look like exactly like this. I mean,
Well,
there's
no,
a
I'm
lot
not talking
more
about that
window here.
picture. I'm talking about the wall that's up right now.
Yeah.
It's.
Does it?
Oh, yeah.
But I think
If
it's
you
because
come
I'm
from the
gonna,
north?
here's my answer to that question, and they might not like it. I'm gonna put my trust in the contractor that they're gonna correct that. Or that there's a reason that it's tilted.
You're
I
gonna make
just
sure
wanna
they
know. I
We'll
just
make
wanna
sure they do
know.
it. I don't think they're gonna build a crooked rec center.
Well, you take a
But
look when
we'll
you're coming from the
We'll
north.
make sure.
When you're coming from the north, drive real slow. And my husband's the one that has told me over and over again, it's crooked. I said, okay, fine. I'll
Go
look
to the
at it."
HEB parking lot and look across the street.
Right.
Well, so
Then you
I
can
will
tell.
say the part of the track, so if you look at roughly the middle of the building,
These actually are tilted.
they actually
Yeah.
are tilted up because
Right.
that's the adventure track, so it gains in elevation
Yeah.
on that side, and then it decreases in elevation on the other side. So some of the windows, about halfway across the building, do stair step
Yeah.
up a little bit.
Those
to
might
match
be,
that.
does it look like it's on this side, the north side of where the windows
Yep.
look like they're crooked? So that probably is gonna stay that way. Yeah, so the adventure track, this side of the adventure track inside the gym, if y'all remember, this is flat. And then on the north side of the gym, this circle that's in here goes up a few feet.
So you're talking about the interior.
Mhm. Yeah, and so the windows match the track, so
So
that
you can,
you're,
you can
So
see
it
it here.
is a design.
it is a design.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now when someone asks, you can tell them.
I have a new car in the
I knew they
parking
knew
lot.
what they
That's
were
how big I
doing.
won that argument.
Yeah.
But yes, this will be here before we know it. It's just, still on schedule. I think the buildings will be completed sometime in the fall, and then we'll discuss
It doesn't.
a little further. Obviously, when a 140,000 square foot recreation center opens, it doesn't just immediately open. We've got to get staff trained and all that stuff. So opening dates to be decided, but they are on schedule. They're moving quickly.
Is this rec center gonna kind of remain open simultaneously, or is there gonna be like a hard swap?
Undecided at this point, but I do think this is going to be repurposed.
What they've always said with the committees and all that went along with creating the new rec center is we would see what the new rec center provided and then evaluate what gaps are in our programming and our facilities to see what this building could be best used for.
And that's not just Parks and Rec,
Yeah.
across the city. There was other uses.
What's the opening date now?
For the rec center, so we haven't really decided on the opening date. It's scheduled to be completed in the fall. We're going to discuss with council sort of what opening date looks like, what our recommendations are. We have to decide what that is.
I haven't heard what it was in general.
Might be into winter, because again, we are going to have a lot more staff there than we have here. And so we're going to be training new people, getting them on board. And so there will be some time between that thing being what looks like it's finished and being ready to open, so.
Well, one of the things I was pushing for was to have the same hanging art that you have in the library, so you wouldn't have to have a separate art gallery. That would be the art gallery, wouldn't have to hire additional personnel.
Oh, sure.
Guess what?
What?
It's happening.
Where? Rec center?
And the government building.
Great. Love that.
Yep. I was real excited about that. I decided to go out and pay my taxes.
There you go.
And go vote.
You'll do it now, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I was encouraged.
You got me. We'll pay. Lake Pflugerville Phase 2, this is more of a reminder. Nothing has really changed on this. We're still reviewing our SOQs, or Statement of Qualifications, from the RFQ that went out in August. And so we'll narrow that down to one. We'll start design in 2026. It'll probably be about a 12, depending on what's out there, 12 to 15 month design process, and then we'll get into construction in 2027. Destination Play, instead of giving you the AI photo of what a park might look like, we have talked a couple times about really what we want Destination Play to be is what downtown Cary Park has done in Cary, North Carolina. So they built this incredible, multi-generational, all abilities, all ages facility right in the middle of downtown Cary, North Carolina. And this is sort of the way that we see Destination Play working with downtown east and everything that comes into Pflugerville in that area. And I think these photos sort of tell the story a little bit better. We've been trying to say destination play is not a typical put a playground out there with a bathroom and some benches and a pavilion. It is sort of reimagining what this placemaking can be for Pflugerville. So you see they have sort of what we talked about with the Old Town Park master plan, elevated walkways, making it multi-dimensional, adding spaces for relaxation, but then you've got the space over here with the slides going down the hill, which I can imagine is not so relaxed. This is more the vision of what we see destination play as, is an innovative space that is different than what we expect from a park in Pflugerville, especially with its connections to downtown. So this is also what I was mentioning as we get into design. We'll do the RFQ process for our design team coming up in the next couple months, and then in late winter, spring, we'll actually start getting into the design process, which again will probably be about 12 months. We'll work with Park Commission, the public, and the Park Foundation especially throughout this project to not only put out there what Pflugerville wants, but then maybe go a little bit, do one better by getting some public or some private funds. And so we're really excited about that. That's going to be rolling pretty soon. That'll be here before we know it. It's almost November, y'all. It's crazy. And then some things that you may not see. These aren't projects. Two of these you will see. They'll come to you for approval. We've talked about our athletic field feasibility study. We're sort of wrapping that up. That is going to be a guiding document for future potential athletic fields, spaces to identify that we can potentially purchase in future bonds for additional play space, additional sports field space. We obviously have, we don't have enough. We don't have enough sports fields. We've done a lot of public engagement now with our local sports associations, but we really didn't need them to tell us that we don't have enough space. We knew that, so we reached out to all of our local youth and adult sports organizations to find out what they would like to see in future sites. We also have this consultant identifying potential property and properties that could be developed, purchased and developed in the future. And so that is wrapping up. We'll bring that to the commission in the next couple months, potentially next month, maybe December, for approval. We're also working on our trail wayfinding and park signage plan with our landscape architect, Studio 1619, that we've done a lot of work with. And so we have an incredible trail system we're all very proud of as the trail capital of Texas. We don't have a great wayfinding system on that trail system. So they're helping us identify not only where they should go, but what they should look like. So we're trying to create some uniformity with our signage so that when you get into a Pflugerville park or trail, you can tell because it's got our signage everywhere. You know where you're going. We've got a lot of folks that use our trails for recreation, but we want them to use it for connectivity and transportation as well. So we think that will help tremendously. It will also, it's also taking a look at our park signage. So if you go out to really any park, but particularly like Pflugerville or Heritage Park where there's a lot of different things going on, over the years we put signage up when something happens and it's needed. And so we've got different eras of the Parks and Recreation Department, signage out there. So no two signs are alike really. And so they're looking at that and also creating some maps, some better park rules signage that we're going to be implementing in every park. That will also be brought to y'all for approval. And then something we're very excited about and we're trying to do a little bit differently because that's what we do in Pflugerville. We are working on an internal strategic plan. And so a strategic plan typically follows your master plan. Master plan does all the public engagement, gives you some actionable items, tells you where the department should go in the next 5 to 10 years. And then a strategic plan typically follows, which is a guiding document for staff. we wanted to take this in a little bit of a different direction. So I used Johnson & Johnson here as a example, because we read a book called The Culture Code as a team, and they use this example, but there's a lot of companies that do this, Netflix, Apple. Instead of just having this strategic plan where it just says, here's what your goals are, here's how you reach them, they typically have what they call a credo. And so the story about Johnson & Johnson is they had this credo, and when they had the Tylenol issue in the 80s, I believe, where there was some people that passed away from taking that, they used this credo to guide them through that situation. And Parks and Recreation departments don't typically do that in the way that private industry does. And so what we're trying to do is emulate that. Instead of doing what every Parks and Rec department has done across the country and come up with this sort of, to be honest with you, stale government document that tells us exactly what we need to do over the next 3 years, we're trying to create a guiding document for any and all staff now and into the future. These are the things that we expect. These are the things that the public expects of us. These are the ways that we want to operate, the way that we want our customers treated, how we want to work to bring people back. And so we're working on that internal. You won't see very much of that, but I just want you to know that your staff here is working really hard, not only to try to set their expectations high now, but also make that something that can be used in the future. I think the Johnson & Johnson credo was created in the 1950s, and they still use it. It's in granite at their headquarters. We're looking to do a document like that for our department where it is lined out from day one. Our staff, when they're hired here, they know what this credo says, they know what this strategic plan or this mission and vision statement says, and we live by it. We think we have a really high standard here. Our staff is incredible, as y'all just saw at Deutschenfest, and you see all the work that Junior's crew does out at our parks and trails. But we really wanted to put that down basically in writing and say, here's what we believe, here's what we're striving towards. So we've been working on that. That's probably going to be another couple-month process, but our staff is really bought in on this, and we're really excited to see where that takes us.
Good job.
Okay, any questions? Well, look at that, we just get to skip this one. I only got 4 slides. Introducing Dave.
How's it going, everybody? I'm Dave.
Now we're moving to section 5, Tree Care Advisory Board. 5A, discussion regarding Urban Pforester's updates.
So, all right, this is going to be kind of sweet, short and sweet, and I think the foundation already gave away a couple of the big reveals.
Sorry.
So,
Yeah, but we forgot what they said. So
that's,
Yeah, they weren't
I do
listening,
too
it's
whenever
fine.
they're
It's a long
talking
time ago.
now.
I was
We
just
put him
talking
to sleep,
about
so
just
that's
me,
surprising.
just me.
So, I was here a couple of months ago, and we had talked about a plan for Arbor Day at Black Locust Park. That completely changed. I'm not sure if y'all remember that meeting. There was also a mural painting that was presented on the same day. Immediately after that, we got together and said, "Hey, should we team up?" And then now we're very enthusiastically teamed up. So instead of it being at Black Locust Park, we're moving it to Windermere Park, which is a 0.4 mile walk from where the mural painting is, all on trail access. So kind of just moved Arbor Day activities over there, merged with them. Comms got involved, so it's being heavily advertised now. If anybody got the community impact, there was a advertisement in it. So I'm very proud of that. Anytime I make the impact. Other than that, so we're gonna have the Central Texas Woodturners coming back out. They're gonna be doing a wood turning demonstration, and they make these little tops to give out for kids that they can decorate. It's pretty fun. I still got mine from last year. Davey Tree Expert Company is coming out to do a professional tree climbing demonstration. I think it's one of the coolest things. a little biased because I used to be a professional tree climber. Not anymore. But I think it's a really cool thing for observers, and then you can kind of talk to the climbers and see why they do it and how they think. Pflugerville Parks Foundation is going to have a booth out there, and they're going to host wildflower seed balm making. If you don't know what seed balms are, it's clay and compost with some kind of seed. It'll be a wildflower mix, and it's mostly for kids, but I really like making them too. They're kind of cool. You just kind of roll them up in a ball just like that. And then wherever you want to have wildflowers, you just throw it out there, and after a couple of good rains, the clay breaks down, and you have a little patch of wildflowers. So.
Does that keep the birds? Because I've been thinking about my backyard. I have bunnies, birds, squirrels, the whole 9 yards.
Mhm.
I'm famous for that. And I've been hesitant to throw out bluebonnet seed because I was afraid they'd pick it up. So does that kind of prevent the birds from?
For a time. Yeah, once it breaks down, then you're pretty much
At the mercy.
at the mercy of nature.
Right.
But you could make 7 or 8 seed bombs, and then you increase your chances of survival. A few of them making it. 50 seed bombs. Then the Citizen Foresters. So this year's class is going to come out. There's actually, it says 9 a.m. on there. That's when the event officially starts. But at 8:30 we'll do the certification ceremony for the quote unquote ceremony for the Citizen Foresters this year. And then I invited last year's Citizen Foresters to come out and help plant, and then also help run kind of the Urban Pforester booth. So I think we had someone step up for that. So
The trees are going to be planted in that area in Windermere Park.
yeah, the next site's going to be the official map.
Okay.
We'll kind of go over that. And then on the art side, we're going to be doing the mini canvas paintings, Chalk the Walk. And I think I used the wrong chalk, I
Is
think,
there
for that
a
word.
reason chalk is misspelled, or is that a reason? Is that the branding?
That's the
Let's go with branding. Let's go that it was intentional. I just,
Combination of caulk and chalk.
yeah, it might be that I was doing this too fast.
It's okay.
So,
I have found my place on this commission. You understand that, right?
so we're going to edit this in post-op. And then the mural painting. So, and then this is the official map. It was designed to be kind of cutesy and childish, and also,
It's
also
fun.
functional. So,
Accurate.
It's colorful and fun.
so and it looks like a kid just did this in 10 minutes. It took me like 3 hours to figure out how to do all this on a computer. But so the red area, we're actually gonna have event parking for this. So there's a kind of a maintenance road right behind the pool. We're gonna open that up, and we could probably get about 50 cars in there. So that should be enough. If not, there'll be a little bit of overflow in the neighborhood. The purple area is where the Arbor Day activities are gonna be. So if you're familiar with Windermere Park, the playground areas, we're gonna be strategically planting trees to kind of provide some shade in the afternoon for the playground and along the walking trail. And we're gonna have a couple of pretty looking trees too, just for the sake of them looking pretty. So all of them are gonna be native. And then in an effort to try to, persuade people down the path, the basketball court, that's where the Central Texas Woodturners are gonna be set up. The world's coolest black walnut tree is out there by the basketball court. That'll be the climbing demonstration. And then we'll kind of set up the, Public Works is also gonna be out there with a tent, and then Parks Foundation, the forestry, kind of going along the path, moving them upwards. The yellow is gonna be a touch-a-truck. So this is to kind of give people something visually to do while they're working their way to the arts section, which is gonna be the blue. And then the blue is gonna be the art section. The mural painting is gonna be there, if y'all recall from the last council meetings, and they're gonna have the Caulk the Walk them thing and then the mini canvas.
It's an art or a maintenance thing.
So, and then that's what it is. We're gonna get the kids to actually go and seal up the concrete.
Let's stick with
I'd chalk.
No caulk guns allowed.
or worse.
That's what we're gonna do with summer camp next year.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then that's gonna be it. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Hopefully, and then if we get a big turnout, we might just kind of keep the Arbor Day twist in there. And that's always been my goal, is to have this kind of, rival Deutschenfest. Have Arbor Day rival Deutschenfest. One of these days. And
Start with one vendor. Just
yeah.
one.
So, but if we, but I mean, we're expecting, a much bigger turnout than last year. So
Well,
we'll
it's
see
cool
what
that
happens.
you were able to figure out how to merge the two things that happen to be happening on the same day.
Yeah. So, and it didn't make sense for us to be having the competing events a half a mile away from each other.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and I also want to say that I described this as if people are going to be starting out and wanting to do the tree planting. There's going to be plenty of people that start out on the art section. So there might be people that do one or the other and not want to walk that 0.4 mile. Then they don't get to see all the cool touch of truck stuff. So. Website's live. So the website actually exists now.
That's right. I saw it.
And there's probably a few bugs, but by and large, I'm pretty happy with it. So feel free to go check it out. QR code's in there for anybody wants to do it. But yeah, I'll leave that to y'all to go explore and encourage you. So.
See, it says learn about Big Shady. I'm thinking in his absence, we could go ahead and name it Big Shane.
Big Shane.
Big Shaney.
So actually, Shane kind of came up with Big Shady. I wanted to call it Gilly, and then there was kind of just competing names in the office, and Big Shady just kind of grows on you. So
It does.
yeah, and I think it works better for a T-shirt.
It's good. Yes, that's where everything comes from. The Shane. Yeah.
So
So for a tree that big and that old, what do you do about the canopy when it starts to come down? Are you going to pull it up a little bit?
no, so there's a couple of branches that have been growing downward so long that they're completely supported by the ground,
Oh, wow. Okay.
and so at this point, we'd be taking something that's kind of static and making it stationary, because there's going to be a little bit of movement, and so we're just going to leave those ones. We're going to prune them up to keep them off, the ones that aren't on the ground, off the ground. But that's really where we're at right now.
Okay.
So, but yeah, the worry is if we do anything to change what's naturally happened, we're just going to end up making it worse. So, and that was not just my opinion. I actually consulted with other arborists on this. So I brought out 2 other arborists, and we all kind of looked at it and, was like, hey, do we want to put it on?
He found the
do we
two
want to
that
build
agreed with
stands?
him.
Yeah. Actually, I was kind of in the boat of building stands to keep them off the ground, and they kind of convinced me otherwise. So when I said, get out of my town. All right, so upcoming tree planting events. So we got a lot of volunteer events, because after I was exhausted last planting season, I told myself I'd do less volunteer events, and here we are. So it's mostly because the foundation pressures me a lot. So no, this Saturday is day 2 of the Citizen Forester course. So this is actually when we do tree planting. We'll be doing that at Heritage Park, weather dependent. If not, we're going to be doing a very hands-on visual inside this classroom. I'm going to get a bunch of tarps. We won't actually be able to plant them, but doing the root ball preparation is pretty messy also. So
Did that receive approval?
yeah, it got approved. It's approved. We use tarps. I didn't ask y'all for when we did the tree pruning in here last year, which is also day 2. So, and then we got volunteers from the Cross Life Church coming out to do some tree planting at the lake on the 2nd, which is a Sunday. So after their service, they'll eat some lunch and then come meet up with me. So hopefully they're still motivated after service and lunch. So not sleepy. And then Saturday, November 8th, is Arbor Day at Windermere Park. Do we need to talk more details about that? Because I'm pretty excited about it. I'm pretty good. And then something I was going to talk to Junior about next week. This is the first he's learning about it. Oh, nope. I jumped too far. In December, North Park, it's a park that no one really goes to. It's a neighborhood park. It was built without any kind of irrigation or access to irrigation. The trees that are there are in decline, and I've been kind of scratching my head about how we're gonna put some trees out there. It's kind of a small park. Well, the neighborhood kind of stepped up, is helping out. So there's the house immediately adjacent to it has allowed us to use their hose spigot, and I'll provide them with a 300-foot hose reel for the next 2 years on loan from the city. And the house immediately next to them said they can fill in any weeks that need to be watered. So it'll be kind of an experiment. I really hope it works out, but we've got people that are willing to go out there and hand water. So
Are they on Manville or City of Pflugerville?
out there, that's a good question.
Big difference.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I would imagine Manville.
Okay, you're safe. You're good.
So, and then spring of 2026 with the foundation. I skipped to November 15th. Foundation's gonna come out and we're gonna all finish up the lake planting if we can. And then spring 2026 foundation, we'll be doing sapling plantings. Caroline Park is on there as a question mark. It's gonna depend if we can wrap up construction on time. So planning on wrapping up around April or May. If that happens, we can go and immediately have a volunteer event out there. The reason why Caroline Park, why I really want to do Caroline Park, there is a pretty dense riparian forest out there. It's not very diverse. It's primarily ash trees. Why that's not really a good thing is that there's an invasive beetle coming in that's devastating ash populations wherever they come in. So it's about 2 counties away from us right now. Once it hits here, once it establishes itself in an area, I say about 10 years before you get a pretty significant decline, like 90, almost 100% decline.
They're flying beetle. So are we gonna see them coming?
No, they're very small. They're called emerald ash borer. They're actually kind of pretty if you're into bugs. But yeah, they came here from Asia, and they've been working their way south. So longest time they kind of stalled out in DFW area, and I was really hoping they were just gonna stop there, but here we are. So. And then we're going to contract out some tree planting. So Pflugerville Public Library is going to get a lot of trees replaced that we lost to the winter storm and the drought. Lake Pflugerville, continue planting some more trees out there. I'm not sure if you know this, but a lot of people have asked for tree planting at Pflugerville, at Lake Pflugerville, so we're going to make that happen. Cambridge Estates Park. They're also parks y'all might not be familiar with. They're kind of small pocket parks that are along a very small hiking trail. We just did a playground out there, so there's no trees at the playground side at all except for what's growing on the fence side. So we're going to be planting some shade trees, fruit trees out on both those pocket parks there. So, and then internally, this is the part that I haven't told Junior about. Mid-November, the Pflugerville ISD annual school planting, brought to you by the Joint Care Advisory Committee. It's a pretty successful program. I think we've had a lot of participation every year. So, but
Is this the Tree Care Advisory Committee?
no.
No, this is here.
Is it all of us? I don't know.
And then now through May, I said as they pop up, there's always some that pop up. I know we have to replace some that got vandalized a couple years ago that we planted at Finnick Park. One of the trees that we planted, some kids snapped it in half, which is, you expect things like that. It's upsetting, but also you got to realize that teenagers' brains aren't fully developed yet. So, and then of course we still doing the memorial tree program. So as those come in. I think that's the last of my slides. Oh, I wanted to ask y'all if anyone can guess where that panoramic was taken. The reason why that's in there on this slide is because I hate slides without pictures.
Cactus is weird.
Yeah, I know.
It throws me.
No idea.
This is actually 1849 Park.
Wow.
So, yeah, there's a lot of wilderness left in Pflugerville. So,
Cool. Good job.
Thank you.
Any questions or comments?
No, I'm all out.
All right, well, that is the end of our agenda for today. So would anyone like to move for us to adjourn?
I know that we adjourn.
Anyone second?
I'll second.
All right, so we are adjourning this meeting at 8:09 PM.